Hello, it's 9 p.m. in Art. This time to English New Edition for tonight headlines. We have in an interview with Al Jazeera, the head of state speaks about regional issue and port potentialities. For the international scene, first dose of COVID-19 vaccines arrive in the EU. Welcome to our newsroom. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, granted an exclusive interview to the Al Jazeera channel at the Presidential Palace. The question is focused on current events, including the 38th IGAD Summit. Listen to the head of state.
Le sommet de l'IGAD aujourd'hui s'est passé dans une atmosphère tout à fait particulière.
The IGAD summit passed in a very special atmosphere as there hasn't been such a large presence of heads of state from the region for a long time. For this reason, we can consider it a success of the summit. The results are the most important thing for us. It is the fact that we decided that the interior problems of the IGAD countries must be resolved within IGAD, and not in the public square or before other bodies that cannot understand the sensitivities of another. So I can say that this is a success of another last summit.
Also, in this interview, the port potential of the Republic of Djibouti and impact in the region of the Horn of Africa. Listen to the President of the Republic.
It belongs to the competition to the ports of the region which will demonstrate their capacity to enjoy a good reputation. It is the one which will be chosen and which will benefit from the advantages to be able to develop the use of the ports for political reasons. It is not our war. It's not our competition either. Our competition is trade. It is a competition, and I think that Djibouti will always be the first rank of such a port.
And finally, our last question that brought the future presidential election is the evolution of political pluralism and democracy. Listen to the head of state.
We need inner peace every time. We believe in diversity. We believe in political pluralism. We think that democracy is well established in our country, and that's how it will be. Competition is something open. The Djiboutian youth applied for me the other day with a mobilization that brought together more than 60,000 young people throughout the country. I could neither close the doors nor turn my back. I must represent them with their slogan, "Let's continue together," and I will continue. If the Djiboutian people agree with me and with the youth, we will continue our fight for development and for the consolidation of peace in the region.
Environment Minister Mohammed Abdul Qadir Musa Hilm and the Sultan of Gobad extend their deepest condolence to the family of the late Mohammed Mahmoud Haid, particularly to the President of the Republic and the First Lady Ms. Khadra Mahmoud Haid. For his part, Ahmed Shehem Ahmed, the visitor of Tajura, sends on behalf of the elders of Tajura condolence to the President of the Republic, the First Lady, and to the First Lady, to the family, as well as Mr. Naguib Abdallah Kamil. The President of Fruit Party, Ali Muhammad Dawood, and his wife, Hasna Muhammad Rufa, sends condolences to the President of the Republic and the First Lady, and Naguib Abdallah Kamil. A team from the Ministry of Health, led by the Secretary General of Health, Dr. Saleh Benoita Turab, traveled to Arta as part of a workshop to restitute and validate data on the recent polio immunization campaign on behalf of the health regions of Djibouti and Arta. The workshop was opened by the Prefect of Arta, Mr. Mohammed Sheikh Hassan, in the presence of the President of the Regional Council and the Chief Medical Officers of the region, respectively, during the sessions of restitution of the results of the vaccination campaign concerning Djibouti and Arta region. The coordinators of the expanded program on immunization present the result of this campaign, which gave rise to exchanges on strong points but also weak points and difficulties encountered that should be corrected together for the future immunization campaigns. In his opening remarks, the President of the Regional Council of Arta welcome all the members of the ministry's team, and for his part, the prefect of Artas region, Mohammed Sheikh Hassan, thanked the different stakeholders of the vaccination campaign which took place under the best auspices. The Secretary General of the Health Minister, Dr. Saleh Benoita Turab, recalled the need for the implementation of a periodic mass immunization plan to ensure optimal protection for young Djiboutians. The meeting with the leaders and the beneficiaries of the Integrated Cash Transfer and Human Capital Development Project in Amaili Afa, a joint Secretary of State for in charge with the centralization, and the Minister of Social Affairs Solidarity, mission led by the Director of Prospective and Territorial Development, Fardousa Ahmed Ali, visit Amaili Afa in the sub-prefectures of Randa in the Tujura region on Thursday, December 24. This trip was part of the continuations of the action to support the poorest and most vulnerable rural populations in rural areas carried out by the two departments. This is in the context of their collaboration in the implementations of the integrated project for cash transfer and human capital development, which aims to transfer the resilience of our rural compatriots through, among other things, cash transfers to combat poverty and ensure the promotions of child health and nutrition at the community level, and community investments in essential basic services in this community to improve human capital. The Secretary of State in charge of decentralization and the Minister of Social Affairs Solidarity missions was accompanied on its trip to these small villages, one of the sites where the beneficiaries of the cash transfer gathers by representative of the sectoral services on the Ministries of Health, Interior, Agriculture, Education of the Tujura region. A team from UNICEF and important partners of the two departments in improving the situations of children, including birth registrations, was also present. A graduation ceremony for the winners of the first baccalaureate for refugee students in history. The ceremony took place in Ali Adde at Mandela High School. The award ceremony was attended by the first Deputy Prefect of the Ali Sabih region, Mr. Muhammad Abbas, and Mr. Hussein Hassan Darar, the Director of ONAX, the Deputy Prefect of Ali Adde, Mr. Shaban Daher, two representatives of MENFOB, the elders, the parents committee, teachers, and the students. A first baccalaureate exam submit to high school students from the refugee community at high school graduation exam, which is entirely organized and supervised by the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training. The operationality of the port of Tujura and the Tujura-Balhur Road today contribute greatly to the development of economic activities in the region, in the Tujura region. In fact, all along the northern corridors, small businesses are growing like mushrooms and reflect the entrepreneurial patience of the neighboring community, which has developed diversified income-generating activities such as stores, restaurants, and parking areas for Ethiopian trucks. This visibility of the action is undertaken by the youth is, of course, a testimony to the emergence of this entrepreneurial spirit that is eager to take advantage of this opportunity. Certainly noble and promising initiative that deserve to be supported and encouraged by the local authorities of the region is to contribute to the success of these pioneering entrepreneurs and small businesses enterprises along the northern corridor. Awareness raisings and on the and trainings on the creationist community development mutuals on Monday, December 21. The conference room of the Regional Council of Dakhel took place. The trainings and sensitization coming from the districts of the chief town of the region. The training concerned the creations of the new community development mutuals, the creations of community health fund and solidarity microfinance, and in the framework of the programs for the empowerment of women and family planning initiated by the Ministry of Women and Family, funding from the European Union and UNFPA. A total of 10 women and men leaders from neighborhoods were trained. The training chaired by the President of the Regional Council, Mr. Abdurrahman Yunus Arre, also took part in this training. The Deputy Prefect, Mr. Fuad Abubakar Muhammad, the local elected officials and representative of the police and the elementary schools of the final of the handball Super Cup was held last night in the evening in the file of the State High School of Djibouti, organized by the Djibouti Handball Federation in close collaboration with the State Secretariat for Youth and Sport. The final is composed of boys and girls. The boys final opposed the team of the Coast Guard and the team of the Djibouti Telecom, and then the Coast Guard team won from 18 to 13 points. The girl teams of the Republican Guard won from 18 to 17. The finals was attended by the crowd of young supporters who fervently cheered their teams. The president of the Handball Federation, Mr. Ahmed Mohammed, expressed his satisfaction with the good progress of the final matches with dynamic and fair play public. The final was attended by the Director of Sports, Mr. Abshir Ali Hassan, and Colonel Wais Omar Boghore, commanders of the Coast Guard, and Captain Abdou Gedda of the Republican Guard. For his part, the president of Handball Federation, Mr. Ahmed Mohammed, congratulated the winning teams of the Coast Guard and the Republican Guard and did not fail to show his pride for these teams, and he invited young people to continue to evolve in the field of sports to fight against juvenile delinquency. On this occasion, and always in sports sprite, Colonel Muhammad Jama Abdul commanders of the Republican Guard, showed his fair play by presenting his warm congratulations to the finalist teams of the National Gendarmerie, and on the other hand, he congratulated the female teams of the Republican Guard as well as the whole staff for this well-deserved victory. For his part, Captain Abdou Gedda of the Republican Guard did not fail to congratulate the young women's teams of the Republican Guard who showed an exceptional game on the field. This shows the dynamism of their hierarchical bodies who spared no effort to raise their level of play. He also congratulated the opposing teams of the National Gendarmerie who played well against the Republican Guard, and the victory is a sign and we are proud of it. For his part, the commanders of the Coast Guard, Wais Omar Boghore, said he was proud of the victory of this his boy handball team. He said that sports is useful as the adage says, a holy body in a holy spirit. These young people who played today have shown their dynamism and strength of sports adversity. They will be tomorrow the commanders of at the head of the countries, and congratulate him for that. For the international scene, the first dose of COVID-19 vaccines arrives in the EU. The first dose of the COVID-19 vaccines developed by Pfizer and of the United States and biotech of Germany were delivered on Saturday's morning shortly before 7 a.m. to the central pharmacy of the Paris hospitals in the Paris suburb. Vaccination will begin on Sunday. In France, where more than 62,000 people died after being infected with coronavirus. As in the entire European Union, the first injections will take place in 2 institutions for the elderly in Sevran, Saint-Denis and Dijon. The vaccine is manufactured by the German pharmaceutical company BioNTech and the American drug manufacturer Pfizer is already being used in the United States, and Great Britain and Canada and other countries. A first case of contamination is by COVID-19 variant that appeared in the United Kingdom was detected in France on Friday, the day before the launch of the vaccination campaign against the virus in France. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.
Bonne nouvelle! À l'occasion de la fête de Noël et du Nouvel An 2021, les magasins Gentle Family et Gentleman vous proposent des remises allant de 30 à 50% sur tous leurs vêtements pour hommes, femmes et enfants. Venez nous rendre visite et profitez de cette formidable opportunité. Chez Gentle Family et Gentleman, vous trouverez ce qui vous plaît. L'adresse Gentle Family, rue de Paris, derrière la mosquée Hamoudi, et Gentleman, situé sur la rue de Rome. Pour plus d'informations, contactez-nous au 77 13 54 13.
It feels good, Coca-Cola and food, Monday to Sunday. We are chasing taste. Let's just grab a bite and enjoy drinking Coca-Cola every single day. So we feel forever be real together, stay free, whatever.